Hello. The nap was good. And then I went out dancing after the nap. And that was all right, but I was definitely in a subdued, mellow dancing mood, you know? But it was all right. So on the laptop where I am reading chat, I am also making a new Steam build for our playtesters, but I'm going to do extra things. So it'll take a while, which is why I'm not doing it on the main machine. So while I'm doing this, every once in a while, I'm going to stop and do that. Okay. This is our room powered state. Um, what do we put here? Like, we might want to put stuff here for visuals, like interpolate power coming up and down and whatever. But I think for now, no. I think for now, we just store flags. I kind of want to use a bit array of 1 bit per room about whether it's um, you know, whether it is lit or not, or powered or not. The problem is, I don't know. I don't know if our serializer will do this. It won't do that. We don't want it to do that, but it won't. So do I try to do some hack? Now I could do a thing where it's like, don't serialize this, do serialize these, right? The problem is, in order for our entity diffing to be efficient, we put all the non-serialized members at the end of the entity. So if I were going to do that hack, it would have to be the last thing in the entity with like nothing after it. Hmm. Maybe that's fine, but it's sus. All right, on the laptop, I got to build 2 executables. I mean, I really want to use this bit array. I really want to use it. This is a challenge. The other thing we could do is we could put trash members for the size of allocator in our hack struct. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to go. This would be no serialize anyway, I think, but just for maximum clarity. Hmm. So that's sketchy but entertaining. So we might have a deep malfunction because of this. We will find out. What version of Windows is this? It's Windows 90 90 90. Windows Super 90. Windows 90 billion. 90 billion and a million trillion. Okay. What else do we want in this data structure? Oh, we also got to do. All right. So we're going to have some number of rooms. We're going to be storing a bit per room. Now, the thing is, okay, the one reason I'm leaning away from doing this hack that I just typed in is that as soon as it becomes anything else besides bits, like if we decide to save a float per room, then all of a sudden we just want a regular array. We don't want a bit array, right? So like maybe I should just have a regular array of bool. For now. Okay, here's the thing. Actually, I do want to store more than a bit per room, so fuck all this. Okay, what I actually want to store is because remember, part of the goal here is to accelerate all our computations, right? And that means That means um, we're going to have a helper struct here that's got like num sockets. All right, and then num sockets total, num sockets powered. Okay. And then just room powered is, are these equal and non-zero? But you know, we could just cache that for very easy reference. Although, you know what? Because that takes extra space. Maybe it's just 16 bits. Num sockets total, num sockets powered. Okay. So here we're going to have single rooms is going to be an array of single room power. All right. What is going on? I have a power dot whatever. What are you talking about? We just edited this file. Oh, I'm looking in the compiler. God. I was like, why can't I find the file? Okay. So we're going to be deleting a lot of the code in this file, but we are also going to be adding code. So we're going to have init room power if there are no gem sockets. Is that what it's called? Gem slots in the world. We don't need to do anything. Okay. I don't remember if make, does make do set mesh add to grid? Yeah, I think that does all the registering that we need. I don't know. We'll find out. So we're going to init the room power. Okay, and then for each gem, oh, we need to set a flag. There's a couple things we need to do. Oh my God. We need the dynamically generated flag, not dynamically generated mesh. We need transient. So we could put that in the entity, honestly, but yeah, like I don't want someone constructing one of these in the editor and fucking up a level. Okay. So, okay, we need to know the number of rooms, and then we'll say that that's that, and then we'll say um before we do this, we're going to go reevaluate all gem power states. All right. And then we're going to go hard reevaluate. That's going to mean a specific thing. We're going to go over here, and then we're going to say if slot dot powered by gem, right? Then single dot num sockets powered plus equals 1, right? Not plus plus. You guys, I'm programming very non-linearly right now. I hope you're enjoying this. Like all this shit. Okay, hold on. Room power state needs to, whoops, needs to get put down here somewhere. So that we know about that. Okay. This is going to be state.single rooms. Hard reevaluate all gem power states. Okay, so we need to say single is state.single room subindex there. All right. So get room index. What? I think that's in this. Get screen index. That's what it's called. So here's what we're going to do. Num rooms is get max screens of manager. All right. We resize to that. We hard reevaluate all gem power states. Okay, and then now we're going to say print our results. Log room power state whatever state dot single rooms. We're just going to print that whole array. Okay, we need to write this. For each gem, uh, okay. Yeah, we've got member variables from old stuff. All right, so powered by gem. Okay. These members don't even exist, by the way. Like, what the fuck is all this on the gem for? Holy fuck. Okay. Um, like we got rid of synthetic gems, I think. We're gonna have to clean all this up. All right. Room power level. Powering slot. Did I just put that V12? Yeah. All right. And then gem slot. Gonna be version 5. Powered by gem. Um, okay. And we're going to get rid of all these flags and stuff. Like, none of this should be stored on these guys, honestly. Like, why is this a U16? I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Maybe I didn't do that, but I probably did. For each gem, see if it's on a slot. Okay, we'll do that. So this is going to be right. All right. And then I guess we'll set some legacy members because we want this to kind of work for a while. Oh, right. We have beam powered to think about. Okay. Anywho, so that's that. We don't even call this function yet. All right. Do things we need to do after actually loading a new level. I mean, some stuff might depend on this. I don't know. Init room power. Put it there. Why not? Okay, so now we get to find out about what other things that I forgot. Dude, I haven't been doing the other stuff on the other build. I've been absorbed in this. All right. Um, release final shaders. We're going to regenerate all the bitmaps for all the levels that you can't see. I haven't set that up on this machine. Okay. I always get this. Oh, this should be find type at. And then the arguments are still in the wrong order because I always put them in the wrong order. Find type at. Yeah, told you. Told you. Make room power state. What do we do for this? What do we do when we make level state? Make of unknown type. Why do we do that? I did that recently. Oh, because we have user ID level state. Make of unknown type. No, don't put one for both of them, please. All right. Level state serial. U32. Fine. Get screen index. Manager position. 277. Single rooms is not a member of entity. Make would have returned us the right type, but make of unknown type doesn't. All right. In theory, we have this new entity. Let's see what's going on the build. All right. Let's run the build on this laptop that you can't see. And we're going to do a special command called Nexus shots that we don't run that often. And then we'll run the Benny test in the manifest. Why are people talking about fucking Emacs and whatever in chat? Guys, we're actually doing interesting work. Did I end up getting that apartment I wanted? Yes, I'm in it right now. I am in it right now. All right. All right. Boom. Now what? Okay. So the old code is still running here. We're not using this room power state for anything, but we should have constructed it. So if I go Control Alt Shift G in the editor and I go to room power state, we see one. I don't know why it's 20. I thought we put 2. Oh, because it's not using the right fucking user ID. Why? That's so weird. All right. Single rooms. Single room 0 is an expanded field inside an array. This is not supported. Oh. Well, it kind of is. I just can't. Yeah. Okay, we should have logged that, right? Oh, God. That sure is a lot. All right, let's not do that, but let's start up again. And we'll see it log. Okay. So the first one is total and the second is how many are powered. These all look correct. These all look correct. That is great. Code worked the first time. Code worked the first time. Okay, so we want to start using this. Well, okay. Now, when gems move and so forth, we call a function, I believe is called gem moved. Maybe it's not in this file. Gem moved. Gems. Right now, when we call this, okay, the question is, does undo call this? No. Okay, that's good. Okay. All this change gem status and whatever. Like, I just want to delete all this stuff. You know. You know? So I kind of want to add, like, the impulse is to just go in here and add this logic to the right place. However, I think maybe we don't do that. I think we just add it separately and then we can comment this stuff out wholesale. Wholesale. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go if and it exists. It's got to exist. Then we'll do, okay, new stuff. And then this is old stuff because all the code that we just typed does not do anything about the light beams. They don't know how to use this data structure yet, but what we're going to do is just make sure the data structure gets updated correctly. And yeah. Okay, so gem power slot, right? We did that, but we just want to take this part. Okay. Actually, we don't know if gem position is set. It is. All right. Gem dot position. So, if it's in a slot, we do a thing. Otherwise, we don't do a thing. All right. So, actually, we're going to go gem unpower slot and then oh, old slot. Then gem power slot, the new slot. All right. Okay, if there's no slot, then let's do this. All right. We're going to have to write that in a second, but I'm going to do this. All right. However, also, so we got to go no check-in, handle gems getting destroyed, by the way. By the way, gem unpowers old slot. We're going to go slot, if slot, gem unpowers slot, gem slot, else log error has as power slot, but this entity does not exist as a gem slot. So gem has gem.power slot. Okay. Okay, so gem unpower slot. So we have gem power slot. There's like sound effects that we would do and stuff, but we're not going to worry about those yet. Because, okay, wait, we want these next to gem power slot, actually. All right. Okay. Okay. We're going to have to check the old routines to see if there's funny logic that we need to duplicate or not duplicate, because part of what we're trying to do is simplify. Okay. So, you know, for kids. Oh, it's not slot. I'm guessing that it's called powering slot. I don't know. Hey, all right. Cool. Um we forgot this was in my brain to do this, but like here we want to say that. And the whole point of both of these is that we're maintaining now the room power. And actually this we're going to get the room power state. We're going to get the screen index. I mean, we could make these lines one function here if we want. Okay, hold on. This whole thing. What a disaster. All right, we'll retype it. So here, whoops, sorry, this is not here. This should go before that. Okay. Okay. So gem power slot does not yet increment the thing. All right. The whole point of this that's what we're going to do. Room power delta, right? And then here we're going to go room power delta slot 1. Oh, this is a U8, by the way, which okay. We only want 1 or -1 to be passed into this function. All right, so, oh, our thing is done. Our Nexus shots are done. You're enjoying Sawayama Solitaire. No, you got to play the real Solitaire, bro. You got to play the real game. All right. Let me take a little break from typing on the screen that you can see here because I got to do a source control operation here. We are checking in 822 files. Oh, wait. I need to check. I don't think we add to source control if the thing wasn't in source control. So I got to do that manually. Boom. All right. So now let's try committing. We are committing 871 files. Update Nexus shots. Boom. That might take a minute. Hopefully it doesn't kill my internets. I could not get at this new apartment super modern hyperfibers. So I'm using cable TV internet, which is honestly not that bad right now. I'm getting 3 megabytes per second upstream to source control. That's not the worst. Is it gigabit down? I doubt it. I doubt it. All right, Nexus shots are updated. So now I'm also going to do a thing you can't see and run the Benny test on the chat machine. Boom. Wait. Is it going to go too slow? Yes, we got to stop the Benny test. We got to speed up the test speed. And now we run the Benny test. Boom. Awesome. All right. This is really the main things that I wanted to do tonight, right? We're going on bedtime. We haven't fully replaced the thing, but we've got the data structure in there. Oh, here's what I want to do. There's a couple things. So we definitely want to complain if we ever do that. I never did that. We only want one of these per level. We're returning the first one. Okay. I also just wanted to do this. Oh, I can't do U8 plus S32. All right, let's do this. Like, easy. All right. Making games is dangerous business. How often do I move? Seems like quite a bit. I haven't moved in 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Okay, so I have a gem. Okay, Delta 1. Oh, that's not good. Okay, wait. This is supposed to be when we initted. Why is that happening after? Maybe we're calling gem moved at the start of the level, which we don't really want to do. So that's bad. Okay, but what if I drop it? We're not getting any of these deltas. That's bad. Wait, oh, we are. I was just scrolled up or something. Delta -1. Delta 1. This is the room that I'm in right here. But it didn't say delta -1. Oh, because we're deduplicating log messages, guys. I think. Do we? I'm really confused about that output in multiple ways. See, there we go. We got the delta before the init one. Oh, that's because this calls this for this gem that's in the socket. Okay, this is actually fine. This was not a player initiated one. That's fine. All right. So now when I go pick this up, we should get a delta -1 down here. And we don't. Why not? Delta 1, no. What about here? Boom. What? Okay. We're obviously just not calling this when we need to. Yeah, it's only getting called when we drop it into a new slot in a different position than where it previously was. Any advice on finding contract work? I mean, it's hard to say. Times have changed so much, but the thing was, people knew me from other stuff, right? Like I'd given talks at the GDC, or I had other friends who were somewhat prominently placed game programmers who knew who I was, or stuff like that. Without that, it probably would have been a very different game to try to get attention. And also, just like resumes weren't all fake and written by AI back then, and all these things. I don't know, man. Benny test is still going. When do I think the job market will get better? Do you mean for games or shitty web programmers? Or the economy generally? Both, you guess. Well, I don't know. That's too many guesses. For SWEs, I don't care. I don't care. What I will say is the fucking Fed interest rate sure isn't helping. Dude, that's The stuff happening with the Federal Reserve right now is like the most partisan crazy shit. It's unbelievable. Even they are doing all this stuff. It's unbelievable. What's going on with the Fed? They're tanking the economy because they don't want Trump to look good. And like, I guess the plan is to go 4 years, 4 years of slump, right? Which isn't going to work. Like they'll get him out of there. But Fed interest rate should be way higher than it is. Well, I mean, I guess that depends. There are people who have that philosophy, right? But like the Fed interest rate has a very large influence on how expensive is our national debt, right? For one thing, and two, it has a big influence on growth of the economy, right? Because you can't it's much harder to grow if you can't get investment capital, right? So I don't know. It definitely should be. Well, here's what I'll say. Maybe it should be, but the whole technology sector sure did great between 2010 and 2019 due to the relatively low Fed rate. Now, I would say it was too low. I don't think, you know, I don't think 0.5% or whatever is an appropriate rate, but like 5%? Just, it's just a lot. The economy is great. Try to buy a concert ticket there, like $10,000. Yeah, dude, I don't like if I want to go to a Taylor Swift show, is there even one going? Taylor Swift tickets, July 26th in St. Paul, Minnesota. $43? I don't believe that. That's not correct. This is not for Taylor Swift. This is for something else. This is for a movie about Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's not the same. I guess she's not doing a concert right now. Now, keep in mind, it's $45 for a movie about Taylor Swift. Bummer, there aren't any events. All right, well, if you're a Swiftie, you're out of luck right now. How much does it cost? $204, 10 million people. That's actually, I expected it to be higher than that, honestly. All right. SummerSlam tickets for WWE. 2 day pass. Yeah, I want to go to both days. For sure. Yeah, $3,000. Dude, you got to pay to see the Hulkster. You know what I'm saying? You got to support his spine fusion operation. Dude, those guys get so jacked up. I feel bad for them. I mean, I hope they make good money doing it now, but oh my God. It's rough. It is rough. $5,600. Yeah, well, look, if you really want to see Taylor Swift, you got to pay $5,600. Don't you know that? Okay. So I'm kind of not sure how much I want to debug this tonight while I'm tired. It is going on midnight eventually. We could play some Zachtronics instead. But we laid the groundwork for the thing, and now we just gotta make it work tomorrow and then hook up the sound effects and make sure it goes with undo and all these things. Dude, the Benny test is still going. All right, where's the Benny test at? It's running on my little measly laptop, so it takes a long time. We're at 700 out of 800, so it's got a little bit to go yet. Is the game running on a European core? I don't know if this laptop has European cores. Do a scrandle? That sounds like a euphemism. I don't think I want to do a scrandle. Do you know Randall, the AI voice? Is it Randall who does scrandles? Should check out Loophole on Steam. I mean, here's the thing. Is that the time thing? I kind of have a high standard for time things. You know what I'm saying? But we could try it. It doesn't. I'm just going to say this looks like a very generic Unity game. All right. But we'll support developers. Maybe it's great. We don't know. Dude, look at all the points I have. All right. Let's try to debug this before we go game. A food comparison website. Why would I want to do food comparison? UFO 50, you played Porgy. I don't know what that is. Porgy. Okay. Why? Where was Gem moved again? Gem moved. Maybe we're just not calling this a lot of the time. Drop gem at. Become visible. So gem move should be called from update physical position. We'll verify that. So post undo reevaluate. Okay. So now I'm starting to comment out stuff that was required to like make things work. So I'm like breaking the old thing. So level start, reevaluate. This was the old version of the thing the hard set thing that we did. So there's that. So this is update physical position. Okay. Great. So we should be calling gem moved. Let's just yeah, the new game doesn't have a real title. There was one time earlier this year when I was driving the team nuts by like randomly changing the title like every couple of weeks. They would be like, "Is the game called this thing now?" And I'm just like, "Look, I'm just trying out names, right?" Sometimes you just got to try on a pair of pants and see if it fits. Okay, we are calling gem moved, but we're not. I should just comment all this shit out. See, it looks to me like we should be. Oh, wait. Maybe if we're not setting powering slot to 0. Gem and powers old slot, gem powers slot. Okay. In this case, there's always a slot where we're dropping the thing. I feel like this is happening. Yeah, we're just not setting it. Lol. Did I have trouble naming Braden the Witness? No, not really. But this game's different. Like every game is different. You know, I should put this in the thing. So I don't have to keep doing that. All right. So, boop. Gem move. Gem. Wait, it's still not fucking doing it. What is happening? We're going to have to use the actual debugger at this point, dude. It's going to be something incredibly stupid. Oh, you know what? Benny test finished. Now we are running the manifest. All right. Let's just make sure that we're built. I'm sure we were built before, but we're going to make sure. I'm going to go over here, pick up, down, up. Okay, so if I drop that, we get the delta. That's what we want to see, is the delta. But why is it not doing it here? Why are we not saying delta -1? All right. Gems. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I pick it up. Boom. I take the lotion from the basket. Okay. This is all the old stuff. Oh my God, look at this shit. Oh my God. All right, new stuff. Run to cursor. Boom. Slot is fine. Type at. Wait. Why is to inventory false? We're picking the gem up. The hell is going on? To inventory should be true. Inventory take. Do we just not use those flags ever? I mean, maybe this gets called separately. I just knocked my camera down. Good times. Yeah, I feel like this just... The problem is there's just this old code. that we kind of just want to burn it with fire, but this is good because we're looking at now what do we potentially want to burn with exactly what temperature of fire, right? We want to be discerning. Okay, the manifest is done. All right, so now I copy that over. Boop, copy and replace. And I run the packaging script. So please pirate software. Why do you want me to pirate software? Why would you want me to pirate software? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. So let's just look at this. So now we know that update physical position is doing this. And so if we wanted to avoid this calling update physical position, we could filter on the move type here, but then I'm not sure. I guess the thing is, this is happening on. Oh, it's just happening later in the same call. Okay, wait. So we should, if this is true, so we're in this right now, right? We're in line 2995. Yeah. So once we finish this, we should come back around. And call position gem into inventory. Which that calls update physical position with to inventory. So that's the thing, is we're kind of spamming right now, which I did have a comment about before. But why we got to do this at two different times? Like, we could just do this down there and then not call update physical position. So now we're calling gem moved. So the question is, why do we not get... So this is the old stuff. Wait. Oh, because this is to inventory. Oh, guys, we don't, if it's to inventory, we don't do anything. Yay! All you got to do is read the code. All right, so let's refactor it. If we currently exist, if we're going to inventory, right? Else this. All right, if you're going to inventory, just do that. Now we still have this problem of over spamming, but we may at least have better results now. Hey, look, we're getting the deltas. We're getting the deltas. That's great. Very good. Okay. However, I'm going to, for tomorrow morning, so that's going to be the next thing that we fix when I work on this. And then so the whole point of this now, as I pick it up and drop it, right? The reason we wanted to see that delta is that's when we output this room power state modification. So, here this is 1, 1, now it's 1, 0, now it's 1, 1. I kept picking up and dropping it in the same room, right? Okay, the whole point of this is just a very simple flat data structure that tells us, is a room powered very quickly without having to search or check anything, right? And the point being, that'll help us get rid of a lot of this old cruft code. So, yeah. We also need we got to handle slots that move. That is definitely a thing. Yeah, we're getting there. So we need to test some other cases like pushing gems. That's another thing we can do is we can just set up wardrobes. So we could like push a gem around. So this has already got a slot on it, but let's put warrior here. And let's put 2 gems and 2 slots. And like it might not even respond visually because we deleted some old code, but I guess it is. Okay, that's asserting. Okay, so we need to look at this, but before we debug this, we want to remove those spammy physical moves because although in principle, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Like we may be, so one of the things that we're trying to get rid of is we're spammily calling all this gem slot recomputation all the time. And we want to get rid of that. Some of that might be calling this, right, etc. All right, we've got the good groundwork laid, and we will continue it tomorrow. And we are also, I am happy to report, you can't see this on right now, it's on the laptop, but we have made the new build for the playtesters. I am now going to run it and verify. Hey, it works. All right. So I will now upload it to Gabe. And that always kills our internet. So I guess I will end the stream first. But thank you everyone for coming by. And I'll see you later on. Can you possibly explain the data structure? It's literally just an array of integers. You can look at the start of the stream. You can rewind there and you'll see it. All right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.